Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the state of play for March 9th, right? The one that happened yesterday as I'm recording this. So I wanted to do a reaction for this, but unfortunately I worked. So I ended up just watching it, just to kill time. And I gotta say, it was pretty interesting. Now, I know people are disappointed because there was no Final Fantasy, 16, which, I'm definitely excited for, but it's not like on my top list, right? For me, the two PlayStation games I'm excited for that haven't come out yet is the Hogwarts Legacy, the open world Harry Potter game, and that Project Eve game that looks like a PlayStation Bayonetta, if you can even call it that. I saw a few things that looked interesting, and even though, sure, it's not Final Fantasy 16 or stuff we're waiting for, we should give these games a chance because they could turn out to be really good. People are like, oh, it's not what I want, and it's the same mentality that we have with the Direct. Like, last Direct for me was kind of but because I'm not interested in those games, whereas some people were like, oh my god, Xenoblade and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Where's Zelda? Where's Bayonetta? There's a few cool surprises, but it was So I guess the Nintendo Direct and this were both disappointing, at least for me. Now I can't say for certain that this state of play was super disappointing because I really didn't get a chance to kind of look through the games, like the videos, because of course I was working, so I did watch the video, but then some people would come in and I had to help them. So anyways, I'm here to kind of talk about the different games that were showcased throughout the video. So let me actually pull up the video here so I can kind of talk about it, and I'll go through and talk about different stuff that they showed. So the first video was like a dinosaur horde game. First of all, look at this, sheesh, okay, but hey, so I know zombie horde games have been done before with World War Z and when you're in horde mode for Call of Duty or whatever. But a dinosaur horde game from Capcom, that's, that'll be pretty interesting. It looks kind of fun. If I do get the chance to play it, why not? It looks like it's a multiple people game. You have to team up with your friends and take on this horde, which I feel like will be interesting. So I feel like it'll be pretty fun. Not something that's super interesting because it just looks like a generic online game where you just go out and fight dinosaurs. It looks like there's different weapons you can use, different shields, different types, but we have different cool dinosaurs that I'm sure will be different. Look at this giant T-Rex here, that's crazy. So the whole exoprimal thing is pretty interesting, so definitely want to see more about it, right? But other than that, it was different stuff that I don't know, because there isn't any crazy IPs. I feel like that's why it didn't make a lot of fuzz. For example, when they showcased Ghostwire. Now this game has been I feel like every game nowadays does this. It feels like it's been forever since they announced this and the game hasn't come out yet. Now it looks very interesting and I love the visuals and everything, but the first person aspect kind of throws me off. Now, I'm not going to say it's completely terrible because I did play Resident Evil on the channel. I'll leave a link here if you guys want to see it, or you can just find it on my playlist in the channel. But first person games aren't terrible. I loved Resident Evil. It was really fun. So this might be cool, something new, something different, this whole ghost theme with all these ghouls and the Japanese traditional monsters. I like it, so I might give it a try if I get the chance. But I feel like people have we've seen so much of this game, it's another death loop situation where okay, I know it's releasing in March, but hey, we're hoping for more. Now other games that they released, honestly they showed more for the Final Fantasy Origins, right? That's what it's called. And it's I'm interested in playing it because it's it's a Final Fantasy and it's Hyrule Warriors, right? That kind of gameplay, an action RPG, which that's what I'm more into. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing that game just because it's Final Fantasy and it's a little more action than what I'm used to. I'm hoping for more action in these games, not just turn-based. So that's exciting. I'm definitely also going to play Final Fantasy VII Intergrade when I get a PS5, so definitely keep an eye out on that. But speaking of Square Enix games, I know we have Forspoken, right? Forspoken definitely looks cool. Open world, you can move around really fast. It's like Breath of the Wild, but you got this extra running feature. It's probably like Sonic Forces, right? Sonic Frontiers, where we can run around, do all this stuff. I mean, the visuals, it looks interesting, right? It's like, it's Final Fantasy, but with like a fast pace, right? Because you're flying around, like Final Fantasy 7, or not 7, 15 with the whole like warp feature. Like that, that's what the feeling I'm getting, because you're moving around, you have all these spells. Forspoken might be one I'm definitely going to play. That's coming out in October, so I have enough time to get everything ready. But after that, I think it's just been like a lot of like third person. Like there was the Gunvolt game, right, where it's, you know, it's kind of cool. You get to shoot, you know, with different mechs and stuff. It feels like one of those Overwatch type games where, you know, you're battling different people, but you're like using Gundams in a way, so that would be kind of cool for people who are interested in that. But for me, you know, we'll see. I'm not really a first-person shooter kind of guy, so I don't think I'll play this. They also announced like a Ninja Turtles collection, which, again, not a big Ninja Turtle fan, so gonna skip on that one. I mean, you know, if you like it, perfect, but for me, I'm like, you know, give me something new. Like, if you can give me like a cool, like, new generation fighter, sure, but I'm good. And then I don't know what it is, the Giga Bash or whatever, like that kind of reminds me of this old GameCube game I used to play that was it was like monsters fighting. It was like Godzilla and stuff. I forgot what it really was, but I feel like Giga Bash reminds me of that. So if I get the chance, I'll play it. But I'm not super excited. It just hit like a nostalgia thing in the back of my mind. I was like, okay, that looks kind of interesting, but we'll see. And then I'm not obviously gonna play this because I don't care about Jojo. But the Jojo fighting game does look kind of cool. And now I can't tell. I think it's a 3D 2D fighter. Like the old Dragon Ball games, like Naruto, like, you know, it's side scroller, right? Like it's 2D, but it's 3D. So it looks like a cool action game. Like obviously I don't know the anime, so I'm not super interested. I'd rather play Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I still need to do a playthrough on that because I know the story mode's kind of fun. So I might do that. Who knows? I keep promising stuff, but whatever I decide to do, you'll see. But you know, it's kind of cool that Jojo is getting a fighting anime, which, you know, it's obviously like, you know, they have fighting, you know, people fighting in the anime, so it's kind of, you know, I imagine that this makes sense, you know? So if you like JoJo, that's cool. But really, what else did they add? See, that's the thing. You got to think about what else they added. Oh, they added the black and white samurai game, which looks kind of interesting. But the whole side-scroll aspect, like I said, I'm not a big side-scroller guy. I'm more of a 3D person. I grew up with 3D, so like anything side-scroller, it's like, I'll give it a chance, sure, but like, I'm more about that 3D movement, right? I'm sure Corey Kenshin will play it, so I'm definitely going to look out if he plays it. But otherwise, because, you know, for example, I wasn't interested in Sifu, but I saw him play it and a few others, and it looks kind of interesting, so I don't know, I might play that. It looks kind of fun, but we'll see. I got to get a PlayStation first. But that looks interesting. Not for me, but I like the visuals, the way it looks. It looks pretty interesting. Now, the next one here, I think it's like extra content, DLC, for the space game. I forgot what it's called. I think I'll look up the name here. Returnal, right? Returnal? Yes, Returnal. And that one kind of interested me because every time you die, it like changes. So if I do get a PlayStation, I might play this just because I kind of like that. It is third person. And just the aspect of like everything changing, you know, you have to adapt. I really like that. So, you know, it's cool that there's more content. That way I have a lot to play when the game comes out. Or sorry, when I get the PlayStation, and this is definitely on my list. So I might play this. Obviously, the update is coming later, so you know, everything will be there when I start playing. So that's cool. So in the end, they revealed two new Square Enix games. One was the what is it, Direfield Chronicles, which I'm guessing it's from the people who made Bravely Default. At least that's what I think from the art style. Obviously, the graphics are a lot better. But it looks like it's another turn-based, kind of like Fire Emblem, right? And I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan. Like, I know I main Lucina and stuff, but I'm not like a super tactical guy. If anything, I am excited to play Fire Emblem Warriors, but I'm not really a tactical guy like that. The game looks beautiful, great, but you know, I never played Bravely Default, so this is not super interesting. But it looks nice. So anyone who liked those games, you know, this is coming out, so hey, that's something to get excited about. Now let me talk about this. Valkyrie Elyium, sure, it's not Final Fantasy 16, whatever, but this game looks beautiful and looks really cool. Like, and this is the thing. People are like, oh man, this isn't Final Fantasy 16, but look at her. Look how beautiful she is. Look how nice this game looks. And it's like, you know, let's give it a chance. Maybe this is something new. Like, and that's the thing. It's action RPG. Like, you got a badass, beautiful waifu here kicking ass. Like, sign me up. Like, I am interested in this game. You know, like, it's literally Final Fantasy Bayonetta. Like, I'm gonna keep comparing everything to Bayonetta, but like, she literally with her sword just yeah. You know, like, I'm interested in this game. I'm definitely gonna look forward to this. More about this. The game looks nice. A lot of action. She's cute. Everything. So I'm actually interested in Valkyrie Elyium. Looks like a beautiful game. It kind of reminds me of like Lost Tower, or I don't know what the game was. I think it was like Lost Tower or something, or The Last Story or something like that on the Wii. So I'm definitely excited for this. We even got like, you know, this other baddie here, like sheesh, you know. So I'm excited for this game. So it's all about perspective. But that's pretty much all they talked about. I know, you know, there was no Final Fantasy, you know, this and that, whatever. But like sometimes you need a small venue to kind of talk about like upcoming things, right? It's kind of like the Nintendo Direct. Like in my case, I really didn't care about half of the things. Like obviously a few cool announcements here and there, but quite honestly, after I finish my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond playthrough, there's nothing I'm really excited for Nintendo. Like, I'm sure there's a few hidden gems. I obviously got to finish a few games as of me recording this, but after I finish, like, for example, Persona, which I feel like I'm really close to finishing, I'm going to switch over to PlayStation. I'm going to play a whole bunch of PlayStation games. So, you know, until we get more about, you know, Bayonetta, Legend of Zelda, Sonic Frontiers, whatever, I'm going to be a PlayStation channel for a while. So that's why I'm kind of interested in this state of play to see what's coming. And hopefully, you know, more people get excited, because there's a few cool stuff here, but again, I do see why people were a little disappointed. If anything, I was pretty about most of this stuff, except for that last game. That last game really interested me. I was like, yo, what is this? Ooh, this looks cool. So really, the game that maybe a lot of people were not excited for, I was excited for. Like, as a good example, people were excited for Xenoblade, but I wasn't. So, you know, there's always something for everybody, you know. So, hey, let me know what you guys think about the whole, like, you know, showcase. What were you excited for? What were you hoping for? Are you gonna get any of these games, or are you waiting for something bigger? Let me know. Let me know what games I should play on PlayStation now that I'm gonna go ahead and move over. Let me know some you know, some ideas, right? Because, you know, I love video games in general, so let me know. So if you want to see all of my playthroughs, you know, go on my channel, subscribe, check out the playlist. I've done Spider-Man, I've done Miles Morales, I've done Kingdom Hearts, I've done Resident Evil, Star Wars, Fallen Order, all that stuff. So definitely check that out. But hey, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you miss out on anything else that I upload. And until next time, bye.